Hello students, in this video we will study about area of parallelogram. This is how a parallelogram looks. In the previous video, we learnt a method to find out area of a square and a rectangle. Yes, that was by estimating the number of squares that can be made inside it. And for estimating this number of squares, we had the formula length into breadth. But how to find out the area of this parallelogram? How to estimate the number of squares inside it? So, we have a trick here. We can make a rectangle here which has area equal to this. Let's see. This is the rectangle. The area of this green rectangle is equals to the area of this parallelogram. How come? Your rectangle is this from here till here. But your parallelogram is this. So parallelogram does not contain this green portion and rectangle does not contain this one. If I cut this portion and I paste it here, so this blue portion and green portion will be exactly same. That means the area of parallelogram and the area of rectangle will be same. In other words, we can say that area of this parallelogram is actually equals to the area of this green rectangle. Area of this green rectangle is found by estimating the number of squares along the length and the number of squares along the breadth. And by multiplying them, we get the area of rectangle. But as this area is equals to area of parallelogram, that means the area of this parallelogram is also L into B. But what is this L of this parallelogram? And what is this B of the parallelogram? We cannot say that the area of parallelogram is L into B. Because what is L of the parallelogram? What is B of the parallelogram? To find out the area of parallelogram, we have to multiply this measure with this measure. What is this of this parallelogram? What is this measure of this parallelogram? We cannot multiply this with this measure. We have to multiply this with this. So we need to redefine this formula for the parallelogram. No, this length of the rectangle is actually the base of the parallelogram. We can call it base. No, the parallelogram is standing like this, so we can call this as the base. What are we doing, kids? We are just redefining this formula in terms of parallelogram. And this breadth of this rectangle is actually the height of this parallelogram. See, from this base, this parallelogram is raised till this height. This can be called height. In fact, height will be the correct word because breadth can be chosen, can be seen like this one. But how do we get the area of this parallelogram? By multiplying this measure with this. So this is the base of the parallelogram and this is the height of the parallelogram. So we can say area of parallelogram is equals to base, because length is base, and corresponding height. I didn't use the word height only, I used corresponding height. So if I multiply this base with this height, then the area of parallelogram is base into corresponding height. Okay, let's understand what is this corresponding height. Okay, now suppose we have this. Here this parallelogram and this green rectangle have the same area. No? But if we remove this rectangle, then this parallelogram and this rectangle, they also have the same area. No? If I cut it and paste it here, they are going to have same area. And what is the area of this rectangle? The area of this rectangle is length into its breadth. No? So length into breadth gives the area of this rectangle. That means area of this parallelogram is obtained by multiplying this with this side. No? Means the base and the height, and also by multiplying this with this. So there are two ways to find out the area of this parallelogram. Either multiply this with this or this with this. So in general, we can say this and this are called base and height to this base, and these are called base and height to this base. So area of parallelogram is base into corresponding height. So whenever you have to calculate the area of any parallelogram, you must know its base and the height corresponding to it. Means the height of that base with respect to that base. Here, if we choose this as the base, we cannot multiply with this height because this is not the height corresponding to this base. No? So area of parallelogram is either this into this height or this into this height. So basically, the formula for area of parallelogram is base into corresponding height. I suppose you understood the meaning of corresponding height. If it is still unclear, you can ask me in the comment box. This is all for the area of parallelogram. So we got one more shortcut to find out the area, and that shortcut is this, and it helps us to find out the area of parallelogram. This is all for this video. Thank you.